African Bliss Show. Let's go.
Yes, massive wagwan. Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, they are reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby, from Monday to Friday. Stay tuned. Andrew Robinson, love, respect, and justice. Big up, massive.
What?
To be honest, I never saw you coming. Like a thief in the night, if you don't get tired of me. Never expected to feel this way. Can't help but think it's a game you play. I've learned to not get so easily swayed. Don't give up faith, I know I'm not great anymore. Baby, no understand, no kind of mood you have on me. Oh, I never do these things, but I'm all for risk, and I even turn up a little danger. I'm finally a stranger, I could get used to our arrangement. Do you feel what I'm saying? If we're on the same page, then I can keep it. Promise not to tell nobody. You'll be the only. Just promise not to leave me lonely. First place is goofy, so it's better you don't know me. So let me
The Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby, from Monday.
what we had, I'd rather be surrounded. I don't love it. You don't understand what kind of mood you have. No, I'm never through these things, so I think it's a little danger. Stranger, I could get used to our arrangement. Can you feel what I'm saying? If we're on the same page, then can I keep it low key? Promise not to tell nobody. Just promise not to leave me lonely. So can you keep it low key? Can you keep it low key? Promise not to tell nobody. Just promise not to leave me lonely. Yes, and Karibuni sana family to yet another beautiful session, beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss right here on the Black Hot Fire Network, media for the 21st century. My name is Joby. To the first-time listeners, viewers, I hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend. Mine has been amazing. I can't literally complain. And of course, welcome to another beautiful session of nothing but just pure good vibes. And of course, another lesson, because it's always another lesson. It's also another class of learning how the African continent is doing, and of course, getting to review more news and everything that is happening across the African continent. Karibuni sana, 8 minutes to 1 p.m. right here in the 254. Of course, 52 minutes past 12 p.m. right here in the 254 Masania lunch. And of course, shout out to everyone who's just streaming live with us. I hope you guys get to click that like button as you get to join us. Shout out to everyone on Facebook, on Twitter, on the radio station. Shout out to Cray. I hope you are listening. And of course, niambie kama unanipata live and clear. Unaweza pia pin your comment section. That is via our website on the live stream. And of course, you can be able to communicate with me. Give me your thoughts regarding everything that we shall be discussing right here on the Black Hot Fire Network episode of the Pan-African Bliss. That is Zaina Manasseh. And of course, she has been one of the pronounced during this weekend most Spotify artists actually from the 254. We've also had BN. We've also had, I think, Nyashinsky and a couple of artists coming from the 254. And I'm literally impressed, because I was saying she's underrated, but I'm so actually amazed that people are getting to stream and listen to her music. But we shall be getting back to one more jam. And of course, as we do it, back with the quote of the day. Remember to also motivate me, keep me inspired as we start with this amazing, beautiful week. I wish you nothing but just positivity, success, and of course, be consider being grateful every single day of your life. Everything that you have achieved, always number one, when you wake up, say thank you for waking up and you are healthy. You don't have headaches. You don't have, like, it is so uncomfortable getting to live in a situation where you have to be taking medications every single day to just dwell on them and make them a reliance. So wake up every day if you are healthy, give back gratitude to the universe, and let's move on. This is Otile Brown, Sunina, and I hope you guys get to enjoy it. We shall be coming back with the quote of the day, and as we get to discuss about Libya, I know if Keith shall be joining us later, he shall be coming here with the, of course, why should we have to discuss about Libya? But I feel like it is literally very important because I've seen that right now we have the UN. Not only do we know this country, no African people literally live there. It is Arabs who took over this African country. And that is one of the things I want to discuss because we shall be getting deeper into majority of the things also affecting other African countries like Tunisia and much more. Until when will you keep on saying that, oh, this is a taken, they took over? It's a high time we also take over as African people. Enough with the fear. Let's move on and of course take back the African continent. Sunina with by Otile Brown. Hope you guys get to enjoy.
Sunina, unanibamba so kitoto, fanya haraka wewe, inaorosto umepitiliza. Follow me, go down chocolate.
I also had during the weekend, we had K Williams on the chat room, on the WhatsApp chat. I've seen your message, you talking shit about glasses. Don't you even dare. Can you kindly come show me your Gucci glasses? Send me your picture of those amazing Gucci glasses. Because can you see me? I mean, excuse me. Shout out to everyone who's just joining in. Karibuni sana. This is the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. And of course, you're listening to the Pan-African Bliss. And I'm your host, Joby. Shout out to everyone listening via YouTube, Facebook, the radio station. Karibuni sana. I hope you guys get to enjoy this amazing station. In case you are new, kindly consider subscribing. And of course, not only can you subscribe, you're also given the chance to also download our app that is on the Google Play Store. Go kindly do that. You're given the privilege to stream live over there. And of course, you're given the privilege to also post some amazing, information that should be literally, focusing on us as Black people. Positive, negative, we're here to discuss it all right here on the Black Hot Fire Network. You can also sign in, and of course, you can join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the Africa Today show that is for, on the website. We stream one of the shows that is the Africa Today show, which is the last show of this amazing, beautiful network. And of course, we get to discuss much things that we can't literally talk right here on YouTube because our channel, literally right now, we are under probation. We are on probation. So we can't talk much more. So in case you're new, karibu sana, kindly go to Google Play Store, download the app. You can also join us in case you have an iPhone. Don't give this, don't say it's an excuse, or I have an iPhone. Go to www.blackoutfirenetwork.com and of course, also log in. Just enjoy, vibe in with us.
Follow me, go down chocolate. Say my name, Anytime you want me, come around, somebody.
There's something this guy said during the weekend, and I think it makes a lot of sense. And it comes, and I also saw this at some point before I get to give my quote of the day. Shout out to Otile Brown. There's something I saw him, or rather, it was posted on one of the blogs, right here on the 254. It was considering energy. I think let's talk about energy, or I don't know, I think I'll call it energy. I don't know how deep to explain it, but it's really, really deep. And I saw one of the ladies right here on the 254 explaining this as well. When it comes to you literally opening your mouth before your things manifest, where you just put in, rather telling people your business before everything materializes. And actually, if I come to think of it, I think personally that has been one of the effects I'm facing currently, lately. And I've come actually to realize I need to put that back away. I think it has to come to a point where we need to check on to who will literally tell our information, who are you telling your business, because not everyone wants the best for you. So I saw that lady explaining that, and it made sense to me, and it made much more sense until I saw someone else also talking about it. Because last week we had, I think, it's been 2 weeks ago, we had Otile Brown announcing he was expecting a son, or rather a baby, who's actually now has been found that he was a son. And later on, the baby mama ended up, I think, miscarrying or something happened. They lost the baby, which said, we wish them nothing but peace. But again, he wrote this. He spoke about losing of his unborn child, and he said that July, what do you have in store for March and Aries? Oh, no. There's something he said about, I can't find the whole thing. I think I screenshotted the wrong information. But he said if only he knew, because he could feel it from his instincts, that he wasn't supposed to put the information outside there the moment he found out that they were supposed to be conceiving a baby. So he felt like, and the baby mom also had refused. So if only he had listened to himself, if only we can also learn how to put things onto ourselves until they manifest. Because man, there is bad energy outside there, for real. Not everyone wants the best for you, but I wish them nothing but just the best. Again, peace and health. But that is not my quote of the day. I was just relating because I love this guy and I love his music. And my quote of the day today says, it is better to die on your feet than to live on your knees. It is better to die on your feet than to live on your knees. These two are African people. We've been called docile. Again, back to the matters, the same things we keep on talking about every single day. Being called docile because we can't fight back, because we're always used to be bending. We just need to bend. Nobody has to be literally, no African person. And I saw this video, shout out to I think it was John Mosquito. There's this video I saw on TikTok, and it was explaining, let me see if I can find him, if I can find it. It was explaining about Charlie Chaplin, actually. Charlie Chaplin was explaining about how the government, if we allow politics and the government, how it shall take over people. And this all has been happening. And literally, I think this is where we African people, I think there's people questioned, and in the verge of questioning, where the white man came with the guns, nobody had any say. Now slavery came. Let me see if I can find it. Charlie Chaplin, let me see, how can I elaborate it? Let me see. All right, I got it. Lucky me, I got it. It's one of the videos I saw. I think it was Joe Mosquito, one among, but I think it was Joe Mosquito, and he said this is something that has been explained from long time ago, how they're going to take over humanity, how they're going to rule, how they're going to rule, how they're not going to allow freedom of speech. And if you look at this, is us Africans. The moment we allowed us to be governed, to be controlled, that is where we lost it all. So I'm gonna play this, and after that we're gonna be talking about what is going on in Ghana, because there is some actually issues about, we've been talking about this, the abduction of African children and the disappearance of African children. 2-3 weeks ago, rather last month, we had this five billionaires who died on the submarine, and we had other 750. I think 700, if I'm not giving the wrong number, 700 people died, and nobody talked about this. Those who are literally migrating, and they were literally paying a lot of money to go to Italy. I think they were crossing over to Italy, but nobody has spoken about this today. Even the media has shut down this story. Today we're talking about over 300 people still also missing from Senegal, and nobody is talking about this. All African people, nobody's talking about this. And this goes on and on and on and on. What is happening? But let me play this as we go to Ghana. Then we shall be talking about the story on Senegal and, of course, what is also happening in other parts of the world.
Our young editor. This, Your Majesty, is Rupert, our young editor.
How do you do, Rupert?
How do you do?
Sit down. And what's that you're reading?
Karl Marx.
Surely you're not a communist.
Do I have to be a communist to read Karl Marx?
Rupert.
That's a valid answer. Well, if you're not a communist, what are you?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I dislike all forms of government.
But somebody must rule.
And I don't like the word rule.
Well, if we don't like the word rule, let's call it leadership.
Leadership in government is political power. And political power is an official form of antagonizing the people.
What magazine did you say he edits?
A commentary on current events.
Pardon me. But, my dear young man, politics are necessary.
Politics are rules imposed upon the people.
In this country, rules are not imposed. They are the wish of all free citizens.
Travel around a bit, then you'll see how free they are.
Yes, but you didn't let me finish.
They have every man in a straitjacket.
Exactly. You have no freedom of speech. They're like, can you let me speak? And every time you can see, actually now Africans cannot speak. Which African leader can we see representing us? They can talk, but they can't put on actions. Let me continue.
You're deprived of your passport.
Will you allow me
To leave a country is like breaking out of jail.
Yes,
And to enter a country is like going through the eye of a needle.
Exactly, because I just saw today, and of course I also had Katie talking about it on the I also saw Katie talking about it on the had her talking about it on the Vibe show, and it was about the Kenyan president, our president, calling out on the giving free visas. They are dropping visas for people to be able to travel to Congo. And the same question always comes. How does this benefit Africans? Because not only is traveling expensive for African people, we're poor to even travel, even thinking about, you can't even think about it. We're living in a hand-to-mouth situation. We don't have no freedom. But let me continue.
Am I free to travel?
Of course you're free to travel.
Only with a passport.
Will you allow me to say
Only
something?
with a
the
passport.
Do animals need passports?
Have you finished?
It's in Congress that in this atomic age of speed, we are shut in and shut out by passports.
If you'll shut up and let somebody else talk.
And free speech, does that exist?
No, you've
It doesn't.
got it all.
And free enterprise.
We were talking of passports.
Today, it's all monopoly.
All right. Now will you
Can
allow
I go
me?
into the automobile business and compete with the Auto Trust?
If I can get in a word.
Not a chance. Can I go into the grocery business and compete with the chain stores?
Will you shut up?
Not a chance. Monopoly is the menace of free enterprise.
For me, the way I took this video is how we Africans were supposed to be responding. Like this child right here, I think it's Charlie Chaplin. I think that's how Africans we should be responding. Because the same way today, if everything that happens to in this continent, everything that affects us, every time, like just recently on Friday, I brought up the news where we were talking about and checking on what is going on in what was going on in Kenya during the Sabasaba Day. We saw Kenyans being on the roads. They went out demonstrating, but as usual, we have tear gas, which are very effective on our health, number one, and we have a lot real life bullets because we had an attempt of assassination of the other opposition leader. We shall not talk about that today. But the way my capture, my understanding of this video, this is how, when these people came to Africa, the only way they threatened us is that they had weapons. That is the only way. That is the only way. But this is how we should be responding. Today, we're talking about resources. I shall be talking about Libya. And of course, we've seen what is going on in Nigeria and so many other African countries. We're going to be colonized again because we don't have this voice here that we're trying to be shown.
As I look back 60 years ago.
Where were you 60 years ago?
He was a glint in his grandfather's eye.
Very well now. Have you finished? Now let me say something. Let me tell you how wrong you are. In the first place.
That's it. That's the only part I really wanted to share. But as we move on, coming back, as we speak about freedom, because he spoke about freedom. African people, are we free? No, we're not. In our own countries, we're slaves. We're slaves of mining. We're slaves of sex abuse. We're slaves of so many things. We've been explored in so many ways, not only as humans and also as a continent, the land itself. But let's talk about what is going on in. I want to start with this situation that is happening in Senegal. We had a migrant boat from Senegal that was carrying 200 people and has been missing off the Canary Island. But this is what the report says. The Spanish rescues are researching. Let me share my screen. I'll be able to share my screen. Yeah, they say that the Spanish rescues are researching waters of the Canary Island for a boat carrying at least 200 African migrants who went missing more than a week ago. The aid group Walking Borders says that the fishing boat sailed from Kafountine, a coastal town in southern Senegal that is roughly 1,700 kilometers, and that is from the Tenerife. The group says many children are on the board. Many children. I underline children. We've been talking about pedophilia. And just recently as well, we had this report that was talking about, let me pull this up. Pedophile. We had this report that was coming from Kenya, where there was a question, is Kenya becoming a pedophilia country? And this, the image of it behind who's actually been accused of being a pedophilia is a cracker. But that aside, don't we also have our own leaders participating in this business? Of course we do. Let's move on. They're also saying that the group says many children are on the boat, and this is the Spanish news agency that gave this report, and two similar boats carrying dozens more people are also said to be missing. Spain Maritime Rescue Service told that the plane had joined the search, and the boat with 200 people on board left Kafountine on 27th June. We are on 10th of July as we speak today, heading for the Canary Island. And there are a few details about the other two boats. However, Reuters news agencies doubted Helen of Walking Border says that there is one that has 65 people and on board 60 people. That will bring the total of the number that are missing to 300 people. And the news comes just weeks after Europe saw one of its worst Mediterranean migrant shipwrecks when an overcrowded trail sank off the Greek coast, which I just spoke about. And nobody spoke about this. Most of the news, mainstream medias, I saw Yahoo News literally trying to bring a certain type of controversy, conspiracy theory about it. But anyway, we'll move on. It's African people, of course, on board. So you get all the answers. It's African people on board so that you get all the answers. Why the mainstream media won't cover this. But if it is white people, the 5 billionaires, this was all advertised everywhere. Same way when it comes to racism. The black person is always on the wrong, but the white person is always on the right. When the black person is trying to defend themselves for what is right, the white person ends up being right and the black person ends up being wrong. We have ourselves overcrowded with so many young people, which is a business again, because I read this in 2021. And I wish I can find that article again. indicating it's a business where in a day there's supposed to be a number of youths arrested, a number of people who end up in jail. It's a trade of humanity, of black people. But where do they go? And nobody talks about this. They just go missing. They just go missing. They're also saying that at least 78 people were confirmed drowned, but the United Nations reported that up to 500 were still missing. And the voyage of the West Africa to the Canary Islands, is among the most dangerous routes for migrants, and not at least because they usually sail in simple dodge-out fishing boats and that are easily tossed by powerful Atlantic currents. Last year, at least 559 people died. At least. I hate the word at least with the mainstream media, but they're saying at least 500 people at the sea attempting to reach the Spanish island. The UN International Organization for Migration says that the death toll of 2021 was it's always a number, and they're always proud of giving us the toll, the numbers, and the graphs. The graphs. It's just crazy. But come back to Ghana, same situation. We had a number of children who are trafficked, gun pointed, but still the mainstream media comes and covers up this and says, let me get to read the word, it caught my attention. They're saying that officially it was a rescue operation carried out by the Ghanaian police officers under Ghana's humanitarian traffic, and the children were transferred into the care of social services. First, they'd say that the first article I'd read, they say that they don't know where these children came from. So this takes us back to the same situation which Keith had me sharing of the Chad, where we had a plane of millions of children, thousands of children, to be precise, being transferred. They were all crying, and then they say that they don't know where they came from. How did they just end up in the airport and in a plane? Questions that need answers. And this way it takes us back to where we have our African despot always on defense of these European people, telling us how we have these better allies, telling us this is the best. But there's a video which I can share with you. Let me see if I can share this video with you very quickly. Where we always have white people every time explaining to us how we've been exploited. We have videos on YouTube, TikTok right now. We've been given platforms to tap into information as African people. 1, protect your own. Stop kneeling down. Stand up on your feet. That was my quote of the day. Stand up on your feet. Stop kneeling down. Stop bowing down. Because this bowing down is literally leading us to genocide every single day. We're talking about diseases every single time. On Friday, I spoke about Nigeria having, it was the certain outbreak of a certain disease. But you heard what they said. I don't want to talk about medication and everything, but the same thing, because of, I don't know how to call it, ignorance. But again, I don't want to call it ignorance, indoctrination. But there is still ignorance. There is indoctrination. But how do we wake up? How do we wake up? I remember Keith was so angry saying how he wants to come and, educate the young people. Take the children and educate them. But it's going to be so tough because I don't know how you're going to be able to do that. So many black people are willing to give children to white people. Let's say like the way we have Madonna, we have Oprah, who have these organizations that they are creating, this child home, this children's home organization that they always create. And we know what is going on behind all this. Exactly connecting us back to still having African people missing. It's crazy. It's insane. It is insane. I want to talk about what is going on also in South Africa as we move on. I see South Africa, there is an outbreak of cholera. And of course, again, always the numbers are always being gaslighted. There's always that fear mongering being projected. There's always that fear projection that is always being sent, and they're always using the mainstream media again to do and to fulfill their agenda. I see that they're saying that the healthcare authorities in South Africa are urging residents of the province of Gauteng to be vigilant about the liquids they consume as the death toll from the winter outbreak of cholera rises nearly 50. And unions and community groups have demanded more government interventions to improve water quality. No, they won't improve water quality. They will never improve water quality. That is one thing we know for sure. If only the supplication of water is a problem, how do you expect your country to be able to supply? Come on. We need to reason. We need to strike. We need to call on revolution. We need to wake up. How are we gonna do it? I don't know. Because again, like I said, it is so easy to see African people giving their children to Jesus, to the white people, to the white organization, because one, we've been projected to poverty on purpose. We've been projected to unemployment on purpose. We've been projected to always, we were talking about, shout out to Dimore, we're talking about religion on Saturday, on the Diary of a Young Black King. And he questioned, is religion a reliance? Like, are we supposed to be relying on religion? And I told him no. But he was like, yes. And I'm like, tell me how poor people, they have been helped by relying on religion. How has it put food on your table, but you just praying to Jesus, not going to work, not having employment, always praying, because they're always telling you that you always just need this person as the savior of your life. But how can you save yourself if you're not eating? You will die. How can you save yourself if you're not eating? Shakahola story and much more. It's crazy. It is crazy. But they're saying that the unions and community groups have demanded the government's intervention to improve water quality, which we know definitely will not happen, especially South Africa having been controlled by white people. It's a lie. So South African people, you need to wake up. Shout out to that woman we were sharing a video of us sometime back on the Africa Today show. She was like, we're tired of racism. We're tired of white people being given the best and we live the shitty life. That's the simplest term I'll give it. But what have they done? We also have these opposition parties. Shout out to Julius Malema. We had Juma, all these presidents. What have they done? Take me back to what I've been speaking about last week, and where I said you need to reason. And this is why I came to disagree with Keith, and I was like, no. It has to come to a point where African people need to reason and see there's not been any change since we employed these people called presidents, clowns as they are. There is no change. I talked about development. I described the revolution, what discipline it's going to take us, the steps it needs to take us, and it's a lot being counted on. African people, we can barely even be able to demand for revolution because we're so divided. Talk about ignorance again, indoctrination. But they're saying most of the deaths over the last 6 weeks have occurred in the Hanamaskal area, and where the residents say that they have battled for weeks for access to clean water, which, you know, this is happening on purpose. And if you look at the graphics, let us just look. If you look at the graphics, you'll find that most Black people in South Africa are the ones who are living in a very poor situation. Let me look at this. Very quickly, because we always have, and we check the difference, white people and Black people. There's always a difference in every country, even right here in Kenya. Like we always say, we always consider, like, let's say, like I said, the place we had a child performing is, live band session. Most of the people are the ones who are living there. It's called Lavington. and even me growing up, I used to see only white people. And personally, I remember I used to say, that's one thing I clicked when I was young. Like, they love where there's a lot of nature. Not only are they the destroyers of nature, but they still want to take away what the most they can, because they don't have it. But let's look at this. Look at this very quickly. Of course, there's always it's always, and if you look at one, you'll always find each and every African country affected. You see Ghana, South Africa, you see Libya, not Libya, Liberia, I see Uganda. It's always every African country. If you try to look for one information about one African country, Burundi, oh my God, talk about more copy and paste situation. But let's look at this. Let me share this one. You see how what it talks about.
to try and get on top of it. That's not even to speak about what it means for communities. So there's a myriad of challenges around the country.
It's not, I'm certain it's not around the country. I'm certain Zuma, we have all these MPs, the people in politics. We know these puppets, they're not facing any water crisis, are they? They're not facing any power crisis, are they? But we have children, but they're not facing even electricity crisis, are they? They're not. If you go to their homes, you'll find the whole country sometimes it's blacked out. But if you go to the state house, hey, there's a generator backed up, or maybe some magic going on there. So what's up? So please stop lying, white man. Of course, you know, these are mainstream media reporting this. They're never going to say the truth. They're always going to lie, because that's who they are. They never want to live by the truth. They never want to live by the truth. This is why they have kept Africa where it is, because they want to feed us lies more and more. You're meant to be poor. You're meant to be like this. You're meant to be reliable on religion. You're meant to be just depressed. You're meant to be hardworking. You can't have a soft life era. You can't have a soft life. That is meant for white people. And until you sleep with white people, until you get some butt plugs, until you get something inside you, or you getting cracked up, no, you don't fit in. You don't fit in.
So we're trying to figure out exactly what is going on, what is the problem, where are the solutions, and how easily applicable are they to try and sort out the problem. Cindy Mar,
you see my screen, if it's visible, I say, okay, good.
Up in the northwest for us throughout the show this morning. Hello to you, Cindy. In the dark at the moment, we saw you with a headline earlier, walking one of the efforts of water treat. I'm not too sure where you were, so just fill us in and give us a sense of what.
To our viewers, dumelang, sanbonani, goeiemôre, absheni namaste.
Whatever she said. If I'm trying to look at this place, this is a village, and village is literally me actually having my 3-part year of my life growing in the village. It's where you're supposed to be getting clean water, literally, not anything that has been put any chemicals, not anything that you need to put any type of, and nothing. It's clean. You can also drink rainwater. I used to drink rainwater, so long as you just harvest it correctly, in the cleanest way, the way you're supposed to. These are not places where African people are supposed to be suffering because of water. These are the least amongst the least. Look at the water people are taking. What do you do with this? What do you do with this? This is nothing but pure mud. And you know, this way, you know, these people are not here to help you, African people, okay? Because look at the situation. We have always, especially the mainstream media, go back at it, okay? These people are good at taking good videos. They're good at traveling all over the African country and showing the problems, discussing them, showing African people. Oh, my video has no sound, but I think you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. But my video has no sound. I'll repeat it. But what I'm trying to say is the mainstream media has been perfectly packaged to travel all over the African continent. These people have been funded to cover up so many stories, to go talk about the African problem situations. But do they help? They leave, come back after 10 years again, show the same situation, because there's no change. But after 10 years, there has been maybe an election, right? Is there any change still? No. Situation is still the same way. So the funny thing is, this is what they're trying to do. Keep on destroying the image of Africa. This is what they are trying to do. By always showing these images, is where anytime, because like right now, I just typed very simple. I needed South African videos for the water situation in South Africa amongst Black people. But no, YouTube brings me South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi. It's every African country literally facing the same situation. Children not going to school, the same thing. Having poor education, the same thing. Do we have people sitting under trees in every country studying? Probably. I don't know about Rwanda. Until I land there, I don't know. But yes, we do. Do we have flying toilets in most countries? Yes, we do. Do we have sewages everywhere? Yes, we do. Do we have poor sanitation? Yes, we do. Do we have poor everything? Talk about poor services, everything you want to talk about. No employment? Yes, we do. It's a copy and paste. And all this, like I said, there's a time, I don't know where I was, and I saw some news. I can't remember who I was amongst us. And I saw news, and I told them, like, hey, these are things we grew up seeing the same way, where they can't tell you, oh, women are facing situation, being abused in marriages, but we came to cover this story. But you'll see the same story again and again and again. So how are you helping the society? How are you helping? How is this bringing a change by you just always filming the problems and people seeing our problems? We demand a change, and we do not need our faces in the media if there's no change. Period. And this is what I said. Actually, an African person has the right. I have the right to sue you. I find my picture anywhere without my consent, without me knowing, it's going down. It's going down. I love how people take things easily until it's not easy, you know. I just admire that. And I just hope African people can stop being easy. You're too easy. I'm not. I'm not. Let me share this again. Kit Karibu Sana, I hope you're doing amazing. I hope your weekend has been great. I hope you're doing amazing. Karibu Sana. Type on that like button kindly as you join in. And of course, to those who are also right here, my silent listeners, Karibuni Sana. And for those who are on the radio station, in case you are listening, remember you can keep your comments coming via the live stream. I'm on there and I'm on the check of what is going on.
Bido Malibe is due to be fixed time, but every day he walks up to 10 kilometers in seating temperatures to search for water.
Let me know if you can hear now my video sound.
The water problem here is really affecting everything. We spend all our days looking for water. One can't do any business to earn any income.
Finding water in this part of Ghana has always been difficult. People rely on rivers and lakes or boreholes. But with little rain now for months, it's even more of a challenge.
No, I'm not saying easy like that. Like, I'm not saying easy just like that. I'm not saying I don't know how you're describing it, but my description is where you need to stop agreeing with everything. Like I said last week, stop participating. That's just how simple it is. Because, like, let's say this situation of drought, how many countries do we see and how many mainstream media do we see them going left, right, and center, filming the same situation over and over again? It is being shown all over the world. There are videos on YouTube. Perfect example I'm saying right now. I just wrote South Africa, what is situation amongst Black people. But no, YouTube decided to bring me the whole African people, continent, and countries. South Africa, Ghana, Burundi, Uganda, Kenya, and on repeat as you go, copy and paste. So I'm saying you have to stop being easy. Okay. Yeah, I'm saying stop being easy by participating. If they come film today and there's no change, next time they come, hey, it's a neck on your neck. It's a knife on your neck. Sorry, it's a knife on your neck. What's up? Are you helping or not? Where's your agent? Who sent you? Do I get to be helped or do you just get paid to film my shit? To film me being poor, suffering? That is what makes you happy? That is what puts food on your table? Those are the kind, that's how easy you should stop being. That's how easy you should stop being.
Challenge.
The farther you go, the more desperate.
And the audacity. Can you see the audacity? How do you go? The audacity. Oh my God. I even felt that. The audacity. How do you go film a dry place? There's no corona here. Oh my goodness. Why is she having a mask? This is so disrespectful. You come film me. You come in to film drought and you're wearing a mask. Not hapa hakuna vumbi. There is literally no dusty if I am to check. These are dry. It's dry, but it's not dusty. It's just dry. It just requires water. Climate change. Yeah, talk about it. Talk about that. The audacity. Oh, God. And this is how you know indoctrination is so bad. Because look at these African women out there seated, right? They have no clue of even maybe what goes on in these televisions, you know. They have no clue of these cameras. They just know these people come film with some machines and everything. They have no clue. Like this what they call tradition. This is what African men want to see as tradition. I'm sorry to say, some, not all, those want to keep their women looking like this, not knowing anything, not educating young women, saying that girls should not go to school. This how you see indoctrination is so bad, because they do not understand this is disrespectful of this woman just coming to film their problems, but she has a mask on. But understand, they don't know. Yeah, I get that. It's always an excuse.
First in the dry riverbed, just to find enough water to fill a bucket to take home. In the midday sun, temperatures are around 40 degrees Celsius.
The government began building small dams across the north of Ghana in 2017 when Nana Addo became president. The project was called One Village, One Dam, with the aim of storing water for the dry season. More than 500 dams have been built, but
these are the slowly genociding African people. You're damaging the rivers. Not only have you you're trying to damage the climate, you're cutting down trees, you're trying to do what? You're trying to ensure people are going to rely on nothing but just what is there, even if it means drinking their own pee. I mean, didn't we see a Nigerian woman, lady, sorry to be precise, a Nigerian young lady said she had to drink our own urine, because there's no water in Nigeria. Your own pee. What's next after that? Because not only do we see them transforming now poop into water, shout out to Bill Gates, they're doing much more. We had Katie talking about them changing pee into water as well. Like we've been given all sorts of options right now. Take bags that makes you thick as hell. What? While this continent is the most fertile, the most beautiful, have you seen our water streams? Have you traveled? Have you seen water streams? I'm obsessed with waterfalls. Obsessed. Are you crazy? But they're destroying all this beautiful nature. Oh, because they're animals. I forgot.
Few contain any water.
When the rains start pouring here, it pours. And some of them would just give way because the banks were not either one, properly constructed, or two, the intensity
Excuse me, there's always a coon talking.
Rains start pouring
Excuse me.
But few contain any water.
When the rains start pouring here, it pours. And some of them would just give way because the banks.
This is a minister. You can see the minister looks healthy on a whole leather moving chair on an all clean office. But we have people dressed clean and come on, this Negro is shining like. But we have other people who are walking barefoot in his country looking for water. Okay, but let's go on.
Either one, properly constructed, or two, the intensity of the flow of water into those dams becomes too much for it and gives way.
Who is doing that?
It's not just families feeling the effect. For farmers like Al-Hassan Husseini, it's a catastrophe.
Because it's all on purpose.
11 out of his cows have died from thirst in recent weeks.
No grass, no water, and they're dying. One is lucky to make a few dollars if a cow is about to die, and a butcher is close by to slaughter it instantly. If the rains delay further, it will be a disaster.
The president's planning more dams, bigger ones this time, and town water systems.
Come on, they're always planning. They're always planning. They're always planning. Come on, it is always a plan. Every time, it is always a plan. We're planning. 2022, we're going to be planning. We're going to be planning in 2030, 2040. Still, it's a plan. No, it's not. It has to stop being a plan, okay? It has to be done. It has to be put into action. The project must be done, not planned. If you need to execute, you plan and do it, okay? At least make it a process. Plan and do it. Don't just plan and sit back and relax and enjoy, swinging on a whole leather, and you're all comfy and you're like, we need to do this, we need to do this. But, honey, do better. Do better. I'm trying to be nice. I'm on YouTube. I'm trying to be nice. Because we're all loving, We're all loving. African people, we're all loving. And that's what we're giving. But we need to stop planning. Nana Akufo-Addo, because this is from Ghana, stop planning. I mean, look, this guy has a whole balloon stomach, but he's planning. He's eating all healthy. Steak, macaroni cheese, traveling the country, trying to give some excellent speech and making his country shine like, he's doing something. But no, not only is he doing that, his country is being taken over again. We have debt, we have inflation, we have droughts, and much more. We have children who cannot access education. We have children dying in hospitals because of lack of electricity in a hospital. Oh, but this guy, they can go to the UK and just get 1 tooth removed. Shout out to Tunibu from Nigeria. And it's always, and I spoke, come on, it's always old coons being elected. It's always old people. Why not young mindset? Why not young people? Why not me? Why not us? You think I can't, I can't you think I can't lead a country? You think I can't give ideas? You think if I'm able to share and sit people down and be able to welcome ideas, that is gonna not make me be able to build a country, so long as I'm allowing people to bring their ideas. But no, these people have ensured young people have no say, which we see it every time we strike it. It's a problem. Every time we're trying to raise a voice, it's a problem. When will it stop being a problem? Why is it a problem? I wonder why it is a problem. But as I move to the main topic of the day, I see Keith, are you saying, yeah, you let your, yes, you let your letter on revolution is awesome, but true. Your letter on revolution is awesome, but true. Thank you. And just saying that, yes, Joby, they like showing African people all fucked up. Exactly. That is what they do. And that is what we need to question exactly. Like, till when will it continue? StreamYard has changed. I like it. I like the new comment highlight. Looks dope. Nice. And yeah, it's saying that they like showing African people all fucked up. Exactly. That is what I'm saying we need to question. Like, every time they come, keep on giving you interviews. Oh, we came here last time and we've seen that there's no change. So what are you looking forward to? I should smack you with your mic. Go talk to your people. Go back to your agent, okay? If you and your agents ain't helping, you better leave. We don't need you trying to come and try to figure us out. We're gonna figure out ourselves. That's why I said you need to stop kneeling and stand on your feet. Stand up on your feet. And you're saying exactly 100% Joby looking crazy and knowing nothing. Exactly. That is what they want to continue doing. Keeping the mindset of African people all stupid and dull. Like, you're just always like, you don't know nothing. Like, you don't know anything that is going on in the world. And when you're told about it, you don't want to believe because you've been kept in that dull mindset. You don't see anything beautiful. You don't see anything positive. I mean, we do have those moments. Even gangsters do have their bad days. You don't have those moments. You have your bad days, but you wake up and dust off. You don't stay down. You don't stay down. But they've kept, man, but it's okay. Revolution is coming, man. Revolution is coming. It is coming. You have no idea how excited I get when I see youth, especially like being on the road and trying to demonstrate. As much as we have them demonstrating about nothing just because of the opposition leader said so, it makes me so excited seeing people on the road. I don't know. It's just another joy that I've had since I was young. I used to get excited seeing a crowd of people trying to do something. I'm like, yeah, I really like that. I don't know, but it's just an excitement, Now, when it comes to revolution, I can't wait, man. I'm speaking life to be able to see this. I'm speaking life to be able to see all this happen. That's how simple it is. But as I get into my main topic of the day, I want to talk about what is going on in Libya. Of course, I know Libya is a non-African country, but is it in Africa? Yes, it is. Does it contain in the resources in that country? Is it from the African continent? It is. The rest of the African countries like Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana again, and especially us knowing South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, and Kenya are the 4 jumps off. I don't know, there's a term Keith gave them, but for me, I know these countries are the 4 jumps off the rest of the African countries. The rest of them. But we have Libya, Tunisia, Morocco, which are taken over they were taken over by the Arabians, who are literally the majority there. And we've seen in countries like Tunisia, which have seen them actually being called out because of I think, I don't know if I can really get it. So that they were speaking about human rights. And let me read this fast as I get into Libya. I've seen in Tunisia that the Tunisian authorities should to immediately halt what have been described as collective expulsions of sub-Saharan migrants. And this is information given by the New York-based Organization of Human Rights. New York-based Organization of Human Rights. Not only do we know this country, African people are not needed there, despite it being an African country. I'll always still debate on that. You're not telling me anything about it being invaded. I believe it is in my continent, and you have no right and access to it. It's my resources. I have the right to come back where I came from. My originality, where it exists. And it doesn't exist literally, me being in Kenya, despite me being from Tunisia. It exists wherever I am in the continent because I am African. So what's up? What's up? And trust me, being the majority, I just hope this is something that can really happen. Us being the majority and us having so many young people in the streets who have been sent in the streets on purpose, who are literally going crazy and being called mentally ill and being driven to these mental health cares by force, and they injected some crazy stuff, then now you're acting crazy. You are okay, but now you're acting crazy after some injections. But no, we love injections. We love them. We love them. We take them. They're good to our bodies. They are really good. It's just crazy. It just gets me gaslighted and all that. But anyway, the New York-based organization, Human Rights, gave this information. They're saying that in the past few days, Tunisia has expelled several hundred Black Africans, migrants, and asylum seekers, including children and pregnant women, from the port city, Fax, and close to the Libyan border. And it says they have been left stranded and in their condition in a remote desert area. The Tunisian government, in court, they say that should have collective expulsion and urgently enable humanitarian access to the African migrants and asylum seekers already expelled to a dangerous area with little food and no medical assistance. And they also say that the recent unrest was triggered by the killing of the Tunisian man during a brawl between Tunisians and migrants in Fax on 3rd July. The tension continued to escalate, leading to surge in racially motivated attacks. Of course, it is racial. It is racial, and you don't belong here. Trust you me, you don't belong here. Like it or not, you don't belong here. Like who said, what is that video you shared with me, Keith, again, of that guy? How is it called? That gangster looking like, I don't know. I can't remember him. But like he said, no Black man came from a cave. So we had a land. So it's a high time you go back to the cave. Because you don't know how to live like humans. You don't know. You don't know what humanity is. You have nothing like that in you. So since we have it, allow us to live amongst each other. We can tolerate us. Despite us being divided, African people can tolerate each other. Can white people tolerate Black people? The same way reciprocate. If you are racial to me, I'm not going to tolerate you. Because, hey, why are you acting like an animal? I treat you like a human. You come here acting like an animal. It's a high time you live. It's my land. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Trust me, I'll never go with the debate. I don't care. I know Keith is always in denial, but I don't care. Whether there's hundreds of them in Libya, in Morocco, in Tunisia, this is in the African continent. And they shall live. They shall live. And I hope my words can manifest. I really hope we can take over back the continent. I hope these cave people can go back to where they came from. I hope we can have our freedom once again as African people. And I hope African people can require and can literally regain, not require, can regain their wealth like the way we used to. Generational wealth continuously. I hope all that happens. It's enough with the begging. The time is changing. Energies are changing and everything. So everything is gonna be okay. But as I finish up, I was talking about the Libya oil, the Libya production oil. They said that the rival sides in rival sides in politically divided Libya have agreed to set up a committee to oversee the sharing of the oil revenues. Sharing, it is always our resources. Because if I am to ask you today, why don't these people want to leave the African continent? It's because of the resources, right? Land being one of them. That is a resource. Land being one of them. That is one big asset. That is a big one. Why don't they want to leave the land? They're also saying the Eastern military strongman Khalifa Haftar had threatened to force the shutdown of the oil production unless the UN-backed Tripoli-based government agreed to address the issues. The UN, and the Libya sits on Africa's biggest oil reserves, but friction between administration in the east and west have severely hampered production. Crude oil provides the main source of the revenue for the country, which has been plagued by the unrest since a NATO-backed revolt in 2011 and slopped former leader, that is Muammar Gaddafi. And of course, we've seen the falling of Libya. We've discussed that since Muammar Gaddafi, how it was and after, how things had changed and now. But anyway, in short, what I'm trying to say is the reason why I brought this topic, and of course, dotting it back to the Tunisian situation, the racism situation, where we African people cannot go back to our continent. That's stealing our resources. Not only are they in control of them, they stole. Okay? You are living thieves. You're just living thieves who are literally just taking advantage because you've managed to keep some people ignorant. That's all. But the ignorance is all fading away. I hope so. I hope so. I hope people are waking up and seeing things differently. I hope energies are changing again, but I do believe they are. That is one thing for sure. That is one thing for sure. And one thing, as I actually get to leave, I'd say, I do hope African people, we can literally overtake all the... We need to be able to travel. Like that video just said, do I have access to travel right now? I have to travel using visas, passports, IDs, my name. I'm African. What's up? We need that back. We need that back. We don't need government. Of course, someone must lead, but we don't need it like this. We need one African Union, not the one we have. We need one, not multiple, because the one we have has multiple. The one we have, the African Union we have consists of multiple people. So we need one African unity. But anyway, as I finish up, I see Kid, as I go through the comments, I see you're saying exactly 100% Joby in his region, but I bet he has clean water. Exactly. You can see him shining. I mean, see him flexing and swinging like me right here, looking all good. Like, he's all flexing. So he has no idea of even what is going on the ground because he doesn't care. Their puppets have been kept there to keep the situation working like that. And congratulations to them because they've been doing amazing, but not for long. And you're also saying that you're laughing, and you're also saying that them Joby are not the balloon stomach, and there are a lot of white people are moving back into Ghana just like Kenya. Imagine, not only is the country, the continent is slowly being invaded. These people are invading the continent. They're not coming, they're invading. They're not moving, they're invading. They're coming here by force. They're literally forcing themselves here. And it's because we're too friendly. But But anyway, you're also saying that them to be they are being called mentally ill shit. Exactly. That is what they do. That is what we African people have been projected to. I mean, try speaking the truth right now, Keith. Try go there in the streets and try educate Black American people, or just, you having a speaker mic somewhere and you say like, these people have been doing this and this and this. They're gonna call you mental ill, right? Every time you're trying to tell people the truth, you are mentally ill. Then they take you to mental health care, centers. Then they give you, what? Then now you're mentally ill after you've been given, what? So now you're mentally ill for real. So, you know what I'm talking about. But you're just saying that you nigga get the hell out of the Northern African. We took this over from you 1,000 years ago. We do not care. We need weapons, the main reason, so that we can show we do not care. Because I think I'm too ruthless with these people right now. I can't tolerate shit. Because I don't tolerate none. Period. And just saying that there is that is what Busta Rhyme, the rapper, said exactly. I think his name is kind of tough for me to memorize that, but here he did Busta, yeah, okay, Busta Rhyme. Yeah, being corrected about the pronunciation, and yeah, that is what he said. No black man came from a cave. Period. And just saying that because that's all because all of it, Joby, the land, everything under the land, until you unite and build a real military, we will not be going anywhere. Period. Okay, all right, it's a period. Then we shall see who wins this one. Personally, I'm being positive, kid. I'm being positive on this situation. No matter what, I believe Africans are gonna take over. If it comes to us building a military, a real military, where is Jason Hill? Shout out to you. Kindly come help me, brother. We're ready. I'm ready. So we doing this or not? That's all we need. We need majority of us to just say yes, and being educated, knowing what we're fighting, who we're fighting, and we got it all. We got our continent back. We can divide lands. No greediness, no being selfish, no jealousy, no competition. We have it all, and it's all equal. If you want to stay at the bottom of you after you having it all, or you being given and shown away, that's on you. But at this point is where, come on, I believe that's what's gonna happen. I'm being positive as much as I can, but I'm winding up with my show of today. I'm literally extended by 30 minutes, but I'm winding up literally right here, and it has been amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in, Kid, and to the silent listeners, majority of you in the building, as much as you've not interacted, click that like button. It's good to see you in to see your presence here. At least seeing the numbers, it's enough for me. It's good to know I have someone listening, as much as maybe they're not, able to communicate or have time to type. I appreciate you. I hope you have a good day. And I do hope you've also had a beautiful weekend. I have not been able to ask that. And in case you have, well, I wish you nothing but just a prosperous week. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the Pan-African Bliss. And of course, I sign out. I've been your host, Joby.
Wagwan, this is the Pan-African Bliss show every Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. to 1 p.m. The Pan-African Bliss show.
Yes, massive Wagwan. I'm your honest Jamaican brother there, reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss show with your host, none other than Joby.
I see Kitty saying, exactly, Joby, United States of Africa. Exactly. We need one, not people combining corporations, China, what? We need one. And this is saying, yes, it belongs to you, and that's on period. Have a beautiful day.
Say my name. Anytime you want me, come around, say my name. Anytime, I don't have to call, say my name. Anybody want to come around.